Hope you're doing well. And today's gonna be a little bit different. Today we're streaming Sorcery, a book turned into a game. And this game is a choose your own adventure game. So, yeah. Ah, hey, you made it. Hello. So, let's start. You have walked the wilds of Kahabat, through Kari and the spiritful backlands, all the way into Mampang. You have survived traps, thieves, serpents and vengeful gods. And now it is here, the crown of kings. It is said the crown was never forged, only found, by Kalana the Reformer, a lowly foot soldier who became emperor of the eastern world. Such is the power of the crown. The air around it crackles with influence. Take it. Your destiny awaits. With the crown in your hands, you will be as powerful as Kalana. The goblins are arming, the giants are walking, and the birdmen carving cruel daggers from stone. War will come, but you will prevent it. But then, the image of the crown begins to flicker. You rush forward. It's a trap! And startle yourself awake. You are alone, exhausted in the little hut in the outpost settlement. Your unimaginable journey is not even a single step begun. Uncle presents Steve Jackson's Sorcery. Part 1. The Shamuntanti Hills. I'm also excited. By the way, I have to tap out of the game real quick. Because that intro, um, the sound was reduced by 66%. This, this intro is so loud. And there's no in-game option. Because this game is also a handy game, as you might have noticed. You can only turn the sound off and on. Anyway. So yeah, it's a choose your own adventure game. And well, you have a quest, but it's gonna get explained in game. It is sunrise. You dress, breakfast on bread and goat's milk, and collect a pack and sword from beside your bed. Now let's pray for luck. Before you leave, you close your eyes and raise a prayer to your spirit guide. This morning, spirit guide is this guy up here, by the way. It's like your god, and it changes over this journey. Just sometimes it's a panther, sometimes it's a gorilla. Anyway, this morning it has the form of a panther, but what will it become once the journey truly begins? Exactly. A quiet calm descends on you. Outside the hut, you hear the outpost settlement steering into life. Let's just test the blade. You pause to test the blade of the sword against your farm. The blacksmith has done well. The edge is keen and draws a narrow line of blood. Time then to depart. You lift back the flap of the hut and step into the early morning sunshine. So, and now it's like craving my own path. Whee! I follow you as you leave the hut and walk towards the great Chamutanti wall. The frontiers people of this tiny settlement are well aware of your mission. Greet them. By the way, this is a true illustration of the book. If I had the book, which I sadly I don't, this would be in the book, which is pretty cool. You turn to them and bow. Some smile in reply, but are too afraid to approach. I was my gesture of protection. You are going beyond the wall, so they believe you to be cursed. A man is waiting on the path to the Cantopani Gate, the final doorway between Analand and the wilds of Kabad. You recognize the sergeant of the Sidemaster warriors, who holds out his hand. Greetings, Sergeant. Let's be nice. You can be pretty mean in this game, let's just say that for now. Greetings, Sergeant. He touches his forehead with two fingers. You are almost ready, he says. I have for you a gift from the king. 24 gold pieces, it is all we can spare this time. He holds out a pouch. I take it. You accept the gift graciously. Thank you. You should buy some supplies before you pass the wall, the sergeant says. And you must collect your spellbook if you wish magic to aid you. Finally, should you wish to practice your swordplay, I will go one last round with you. And he points his staff towards the training grounds. Let's buy... Ah yeah. You can also rewind if something's not going your way, but... In this playthrough I'll try to rewind as less as possible. Variations. Small traders in the settlement supply the Sidemaster warriors with weapons, armor, food and clothing. You go over with the sergeant to a store selling breads and cheese. 2 gold pieces per ration, the owner says. I am more. There's room for plenty inside to check your pack. I'll take 4. For rations is 8 gold pieces, the man says, holding out his hand. Buy them. You hand over your coins and the man places 4 rations carefully into your bag. You must be sure to eat every day or you will suffer, the sergeant tells you, standing at your side. Eating more will give you extra strength, but it's not necessary. So I can go into this and see everything. Rations. 4 meals. Sword. And 60 gold pieces. Collect my spellbook. One of the huts, set slightly back from the others, is decorated with glyphs and strange symbols. A terrible smell emanates from its doorway. This is the hut of the chief mage. He has been preparing a spellbook for days, reading star charts to work out which spells will be available to you in the different locations in the hills and beyond. Do without the book. You can actually play this whole game without a spellbook, which makes it incredibly hard. I haven't played it. I haven't played Sorcery before, but those are little things I know. Go inside. You lift the flap and go inside. The mage looks up at you with haggard, sleepless eyes, and presses the book into your hands. Do you understand how to use it? He asked. Tell me. Tell me. Each spell is crafted through the alignment of 3 stars, he begins. The spell Zap, for example, is backed by alignment... Oh god. Zarathustra, Aegis and Pini. But that is not important. What matters is what the spell is called and what it does. Zap will give you control over lightning. Hot will create a fireball. Foth will create a force field around you. Shall I continue? Tell me more. A mage nods. The law spell is formed from Lilith, Aegis and Vex, and it will allow you to control the will of unintelligent creatures. The wall spell is quite different and uses different stars. The order matters, you see. Wall creates an invisible barrier. You will find the rest of the book. You will find the rest in the book. He adds, tapping the leather-bound volume. Thank you. He scratches absently at his ear. Remember, some spells will cost you effort to use, but the ones that don't will not work without a focus. An item of some kind. You will need to read the book to know what. So, the spellbook. This volume contains the 48 spells of the High Craft, as discovered and passed down from generations to generations of sorcerers from the earliest days of the Eastern world. Each spell is found of 3 letters, and each spell will take energy to cast. Furthermore, some spells will fail without the use of a particular item or focus. And here's the other spells. This is really important, by the way. All the spells are extremely tiring and will cost you 3 points of stamina. More economical versions exist, though some rely on the caster owning particular items of power. Stamina is your life. Though you could see those magics as blood magic, because you use your health to cast them. But we get into this a little bit later. So, the training grounds. It's a bit like D&D, right? You don't have dice in this game. You will see. You will walk with the sergeant to the training grounds, and he wraps the base of his staff in leather. Ready my sword. So, this is combat. In the actual books, nah. In the actual books, as far as I know, it's like, oh, if you use that spell, go to this page. If you use a different spell, to go to a different page. To begin, the sergeant says, you will practice the stances. First, defend yourself against me. Defend. Sidemaster is a powerful enemy. By defending, you will receive the minimum damage from any attack he makes. The Sidemaster Sergeant defends himself as well. The round is a stalemate. I will now defend myself, he says. Whatever attack you play will damage me, but a strong attack will use up more power. You should choose a weak attack. How do we do this again? Move your character. Ah! You move your character. Okay. This is the power. So, choose a weak attack. Then let's go with 0.1 jab. Shooting with a weak attack, rushing for a Sidemaster Sergeant who is defending. Good choice. A strong attack would have wasted more of your power. I will defend myself again. So, because he's defending, it doesn't matter if I deal 0.1 damage or 9 damage. It's always gonna be 1 damage because he's defending. Let's go again. You play a low attack overpowering the Sidemaster Sergeant again, who raises his defense. You play carefully and wander around. Well done. He raises defense but says nothing. Go again. You swing with a weak attack, injuring the Sidemaster Sergeant once more, who is defending. The enemy stamina is at the top. If this reaches 0, you've won the fight. My next attack will be one of my strongest, he declares. If you can perform a full attack, you may overpower me. But otherwise, you had best defend yourself. For a strong attack, pull a character to the right. To defend yourself, character to the left. I'm gonna defend myself. He would have overpowered me there. If I don't defend and he uses a strong attack, it does more than 1 damage, by the way. I think it's like 9 would be like 4 damage. And we will see later. To defend yourself, the Sidemaster Sergeant attempts a strong attack, but to receive only a small amount of damage. He will be weaker now, so his next attack will be lower. My next attack will be of medium strength, he declares, but you will be able to overpower me. Yeah, so because he used 9 stamina, he doesn't have 9 stamina anymore. It's probably gonna be like 4. And if you defend, you will charge, I think, all the stamina, all the attack power you have. So now I go all out. Ah, not all. Attack power, but still. 4.5. Play a strong attack or pound the side master sergeant. He bows. You have finished me. Excellent. On stamina lost. Skilled swordplay. Continue. You seem to remember the basics, the sergeant says breathlessly. Good. Another round and enough. You shake your head. Very good, the sergeant agrees. But if you wish a bout in earnest, then I warn you, I will not go easy on you. He indicates the wider yard where the spaces for a true match. Let's try it. Went over to the yard to practice a bout of real fighting. The sergeant removes the cloth bedding from the base of his staff. Unsheath my sword. This time I will not tell you my intentions, he says. You will have to read them for me. Be ready. Go alright. Oh, that was a good decision. Sidemaster smiles as you, taps the ground with his long staff and takes his position. You feel the weight of your sword. Then bring it up to deliver a mighty stroke, like a woodsman cleaving a tree. The Sidemaster Sergeant comes in with his strongest, most forceful attack. You smile as your own blow triumphs and sinks deep. The Sidemaster shakes his head. Not bad, he grunts, clearly weakening. He turns his grip to hold his staff more loosely. He seems to be preparing a simple jab, a chance to overpower him, perhaps? 4.5? Yeah. Relentlessly, you cut and thrust, keeping him pinned. You swing your sword fast in towards his chest. It's enough to finish him. The Sidemaster throws down his staff. You have me, he declares with a grin. No stamina lost. Flawless fighting. Nice. The sergeant is gasping for breath. He bows to you once more. Excellent, he declares. Few men have ever bested me. You truly are Annaland's best hope. As he talks, a nearby healer hurries over with her salves, and your health and the sergeant's is quickly restored. Approach the gate. You reach the foot of the mighty gate. It is sealed. The sergeant places one hand on the wood. The gate has been locked for some time to deter raiders, he tells you. But you will have no difficulty. The stars in this place allow the stop spell to be crafted, and he stands back. So, cast a spell. Now I have a certain amount of ladders. Hey Captain. And I can use those to create a spell. For example, dot. Stop. Open locks and doors. Requires 1 stamina. Plus. Reef the the spell. One by one, the great tumblers of the door began to crack and groan. Then he hinges turn, with a noise like hail on a canvas roof. These gates have not opened since our last champion was lost, the sergeant says. I wish you more luck than he. Perhaps you will even meet him on your travels. I fear he is dead. If I overtake him, then he is too slow. That does not concern me. I fear he is dead. No camp today? No. Because, well, I will probably over be in front of something from the game, and I don't want that. And also because this is a choose your own adventure game, where you only read and use your mouse, I'm kind of just laying on my couch here, just chilling. That's why also I don't use a cam today. I'm sure he's dead. The Sidemaster nods, peering at something on the horizon. I believe he's returning, but transformed. I hope you do not meet the same fate. He stands back from you. Continue. Enter the gate. Together, you step into the shadow of the wall. One last word, he declares. When you have the crown, find the highest point you can find. We will be watching. That's ominous. From where? From here. Dude. The Sidemaster warriors are selected from birth for their incredible powers of telescopic vision. You cannot help but wonder how far you can see. Tell me what lies ahead. This path leads first to Cantopani, a settlement of traders, though most are rogues and thieves. You should be there before the sun has reached its peak. From there, 3 roads lead onto to Kristatanti, but no single route is safe. Kababat is a land of devils. And beyond Kari? I cannot see so far, he says. But once you have crossed the city port of Traps, you will enter the Backlands. They say that day and night they are controlled by forces other than the sun. And from Kari too, your progress will be watched. It is time to go. Spreading away, you pass through the gate. The faces of the folks watching your departure reveal the hope that rests on you and your quest. The early morning air is crisp and the rising sun paints the slopper in shades of peaceful beauty, concealing the evil that lies ahead. So, as you can see, the map is quite big. This is also only the first book. There are 4 books, and each is longer than the first one, than the one before. This book will probably take 3 hours to complete, but book 3, for example, will probably take 8-9 hours. It's like 4 times this map, it's gigantic. And yeah, the progress which had like gold rations and items will carry over to the next book, which is really cool. Into Carrot. The path winds through slopes of white scrubland. The countryside is deserted and the eerie silence is broken only by the craving of the occasional crow. There is a spell for hearing what they say, but you do not have the equipment it requires. Birds appear to pause in the air to examine you as they pass. Stupid creatures, they pose no threat, so you ignore them. What's also pretty cool is, he's talking about crows and you can hear crows in the background. It's also atmospheric. Walking. Barely an hour beyond the wall and they begin to grow foul. The Shamutanti hills are infested with the pestilence of the Backlands. It saps the energy from your body, leaving you feeling nauseous and weak. Oh, my mouth. Oh, I lost half my stamina. Oh, well. Cover your mouth with your neck scarf, but it does not good. I warned you of this. You will grow accustomed to it the longer you are out here. But for the moment, you must be very careful. Maximum mass decreased. You can see stamina at the top of the screen. If it reaches zero, you will be too tired to carry on. Which means you are dead. Stamina can be regained up to the maximum by eating rations or resting. Continue. So, and here it truly begins. We can go up there or there. There's a settlement, so go straight. Another hour passes and you crest a small hillock. Hillock? From the top of which you can see the path continuing downwards into a small settlement of huts. This must be Kantopani. Look at the village. From the distance it's hard to make out much about the town. Except that it must be desperately poor. The fields on either side are brown with cracked mud and the few plant animals are thin and wizened like thirsty wines. Talking about thirsty, I'm gonna drink something, one sec. No wonder, the Sidemasters warriors don't trouble themselves to protect this place. There's nothing here to protect. Continue. Avoid the village, Kantopane. Hmm. The sergeant said it's full of thieves and rogues. Avoid the village. Perhaps it is the way the sergeant described the town, or perhaps it is simply a feeling in your gut. Either way, you leave the path and head out through the scrub, walking perhaps a mile or so out of your way to avoid the town. From the top of the rise you get a good view of the land ahead across the Simsosa River. Look. The river cuts a slash across the land, protecting Kantopani from the dangers of the far bank. There is another village of rough huts on that side, and even from here you can see the sharp poles that spike from the earth between the buildings. A common sight in villages of headhunters. It is a place best avoided if you value your neck. Looking east, there's a glimmer of blue, the sea. Below the shorelines are the caves of Dadu Lay, a place they say is haunted by spirits. And so because we walk this way, not this way, we will probably not be able to see what's going on here. But yeah, this um the replay value, obviously. For example, the mines. We completely bypass the mines, I think. Or maybe we can still get to them if we go this way. You like spirits? Alright, then let's go the spirit way. Investigate the caves. Sure, why not? Wait. The cliffs of the Calabat Sea are too intriguing. We have never before left Annaland, and now the draw of this legendary spot is too strong. They say the first wizards grew up from cracks in the rocks of these caves, and were tugged out by salamanders. What the fuck? They say the tunnels move as the moon moves. They say the wind plays a song as it blows past these entrances. And there's And that this song will make anyone fall in love with you if you sing it. Even if fraction is true. Yeah, I mean if wizards came from a cave and were created by salamanders, it's... If even a fraction is true, then who knows what you might find. Sail off across the foothills and quickly reach the edge of the cliff. Below, sea spray pounds the beach, hundreds of feet down. The view into the distance goes on for even forever and a day. That's a nice saying, forever and a day. Look out across the sea, look for a way down. Look for a way down. But there are no cave mouths up here on the cliff top. You look about for an entrance and see nothing. Except, at the very edge of the cliff, a solid lip of scree, and besides it a rock covered in strange markings. Ooh. Examine the marked rocks. Maybe it's a warning. You squat down to clear moss away from the marked rock. It is inscribed with a riddle. Oh no. This is the raid that the sorcerer ran. This is the place called the Wizard's Descent. Forward he stepped to prove what he meant. Then he fell, then he fluttered, and so did not repent. A flock of gulls spun in the sky above you, screaming and calling. Gulls? Like birds? And he fell into the flooded, and so did not repent. Look for clues! You cast about, feeling at the earth looking for a hidden ring, or a lever, or a rope, but there's nothing. Nothing but the lip of the cliff. A gust of wind threatens to pull you over the cliff edge. Now step over. Screwed. Well then, you set off looking for a adventure, and here one is. The Wizard's Descent. Will you take it? Sure, let's jump off a cliff. Murmuring a quick prayer to the fox. Ah yeah, our spirit animal changed from the panther to the fox. You spirit, you close your eyes and step forward. Once, twice, and then you hear slips, and then you are falling. Cast a spell. Wait, force field? Fog? Some darkness. Wall. Create an invisible wall. I'm just gonna bounce into the wall. It's not gonna help. Wall. Float in air. Huh. In the remaining moment you cast the spell. As soon as you finish it, you fall slows, as though a hand has cupped you and is lowering you to earth. You come to rest without incident on the grass. Ah, nice. A ledge. Now you are in trouble, uh-oh. Halfway up and halfway down, you are on a ledge and an arm span wide. You will drop down to the beating sea. There's no way back up. You have no choice but to follow the ledge and see where it leads. There's only one thing of note here, a cliff painted on the wall in a light brown paint. Examine it. Examine it. You peer at it. The color is old and faded, but it appears to be a P. You follow the ledge carefully, around hoping to find some way forward. A few yards later you are spoiled by choice. There's not one cave mouth ahead of you, but two. Look at the left cave, look at the right cave, choose a cave. Let's look at the left. You peer into the darkness of the left cave. It seems to slope a little way downwards into the darkness, and the smell coming from it is salty and fresh. Perhaps it leads to the sea, or perhaps it drops into a flooded pool. By the cave mouth is a low boulder. Smell of salt breeze emerges from the left-hand cave. Look at the right cave. Looking into the right cave, you see little except a faint and distant glow. A light whistling of wind comes from the right-hand cave mouth. The wind tried to push us over the edge. So, in a moment we were standing at the edge, which is a coincidence. So, I'm gonna choose the right cave. There's no way back, we will have to pick one of them. You enter the right-hand cave, moving slowly to let your eyes adjust to the dark. A few steps in, your fingers running across the wall feel the shape of a symbol carved into the rock. Examine it. You pause to examine the scratched mark on the wall. It seems to be the letter A. The cave continues into the hillside, then runs down a slope. The walls grow narrow on either side. You are squeezing yourself deeper and deeper into the ancient heart of Dadu Lay, with no certainty that you will ever re-emerge. Then an opening appears, with it a gust of wind and a hint of a strange green light. Go through. Yeah, I also noticed the sound. You squeeze through a narrow opening into a wide tunnel. The inside of this cave is lined with bright, fluorescent streaks from some strange mineral in the wall. It glows a crystal green color, forming character and slash marks. Without them you would be lost in the dark. Then you see a patch of sunshine up ahead. Examine the walls. You pause a moment to look at the seams in the rock. Their pattern does not seem random, but more like characters in some language you do not recognize. As if someone had written a message into the very rock itself. But if so, it is a message you cannot understand. You move towards the light, almost tripping over your feet in the dark until you find yourself in a low chamber. Despite being closed off and sheltered from the wind, it is well lit by the sunshine streaming in. Through the narrow cave mouth you see Stan scratching down to a shoreline. Sam, the walls. Come on, there has to be something. Looking closely at the walls here, you will see a small patch of the fluorescent seam, but in the bright sunshine, its glow is lost and it's just a dark, clumsy mark. Directly below it is a small flat stone. Yeah, try some magic. Time then to choose a spell. Oh, I thought I would learn some spell maybe because of the two letters F and A, but there isn't an A here. Oh, find safe passage? No. How does a fireball? We only have 10 health, I mean 9, so I don't want to cast it. Dude, illusion of treasure. That's not gonna help. Oh, whoops. Sun. Ah, great light. Oh, we don't have a sun jewel though. That's disappointing. Maybe we can use Fireball, but then I only have 6 HP left. Yeah, I also think we don't cast. Oh, I think we are forced to cast. I have an idea. If you're forced to cast, let's see what happens, because I don't have this item. Plus, you try to find the enchantment, but you are missing an item that it needs, and so the spell dissipates around you. Leave the cave. You head outside, blinking into the sunlight through the narrow cave mouth onto the shore of the Bad Sea. Walk out onto the sand. You find you are not alone. A small sailboat is pulled up in the shallows and beside it. A woman sits on a low stool with a strange red loam on her lap. She is weaving a long belt of tightly woven, brightly colored cloth. Approach her. You step forward towards her, and she stops her work immediately. She sets the loom carefully down, placing the many threads in her hands in a circle on the sand. Greetings, she declares. It has been a long time since I had a visitor. Greetings, you say, nodding your head to her. Who are you? I have many names and faces, she smiles. But you have only one. Who are you? The woman watches you with great patience. I'm a hero from Annaland. I'm nobody. It doesn't seem like a threat. Let's say I'm a hero from Annaland. She nods. Not yet, she answers simply. Heroes are those with nothing left to do. And you have much ahead of you. Briefly, she glances down at her weaving, as if she could read the future in the thread. Yeah, I also thought so. What are you doing here? I am weaving, she says, and waiting. What are you waiting for? I am waiting, she implies. To ask questions. Are you ready now to answer it? Yes. You reply, ask me a question. It is a simple matter. She holds up 2 strands. At the end of the belt she has weaving. They have diverged just as the moment she ceased her work. It is about you. When the time comes to risk yourself for another, for no gain of your own, which you would rather choose. The way of danger or the way of the coward? I have looked, but I cannot decide. Did the soundtrack play? If so, I didn't hear it. Yes? Was the sound okay? Really quiet? Okay, let's change that. Up. So here you can see my alerts, channel points. Pump that up a notch. Oh, that's fine. I have looked, but I cannot decide. I'll answer. Pretender. She waits for you to speak. The way of the coward? Ah, the way of danger. The way of danger. I wish to live and enjoy all the thrills of living. She claps her hand. Wonderful! The woman gathers up her loom under one arm and steps back into her boat. You have everything you need, she declares. Now you must simply leave this place and return to where you should be. The land of Dadule is not meant to be lived in. I cannot climb the cliff. She nods. If you have found your way to me, then you have learned how you must return. And then she reaches up to her head and pulls out a single golden strain of hair, which she gives to you. You will need this for your spell of returning. Then with a brief word, her boat creeps out into the waves. The sails fill and her song is lost on the wind. The fuck? What the? Just a strange lady. Look at items. Sure. Maybe under treasure. It's not shown. Examine the hair. The hair is just a single strand, as long as your arm, and so fine and golden it's almost invisible against the waves. The wind threatens to snatch it from you. The waves lap gently at the shore, but you are not fooled, the tide is rising. Try magic. I don't think calling after is gonna do anything. Perhaps there's a spell that will save you from this place, but as you prepare your mind, you already sense that the stars here are most strangely aligned. Ooh. E A unknown heck. I don't know the last one. The first was P, the second was A, but I don't know the last. Peck? Pet? Pep? Let's go. Now that would make sense. I mean, we want to leave. Pet? Pep? Let's go with Peck. Cast. You attempt to raise a spell that does not exist, and you summon the heart. Oh, oof. The magic collapses around you. Your wind finally gets the better of your grip, and the long hair is ripped from your grasp and away, and with it, magic leaves you. You sit by the water's edge, watching the waves creep closer. You will never now learn the true secret of Dadule. Oof, what's my fate? You drowned in the rain. No, I'm already dead. Rip. I imagine. Maybe it's Pep? No. Fuck. Then it's Pet. Or not? What? Tag. Why not tag? I think I remember the first letter being a P and the second one being an A. But we have tried anything else, so sure, let's go with tab. Oh. Nope, that's not it. Hmm. But what could we take? Red, rap, rack. No. Hmm. I wish I could see the former messages. Let's rewind a bit more. Examine it. But it appears to be a P. Through the cave. Yeah, right cave. Yeah, I mean the letters. I mean, why would there be a P and then an A? And then in the spell I can use P and A, you know? Yeah, there's the A. On the wall, it seems to be a letter A. Hmm. Examine the walls. Examine the walls. Lift the stone. Lift the stone, and underneath you see an inscription the same hand as the others which you've seen. This is the place where the sorcerers saw. Something all others would simply ignore. It spoke to a darkness inside that he bore, so he stopped and he gloomed, and made light come some once more. Hmm. I'm gonna use Fireball. Even if it's gonna cost us 3. Hot. Cast. Raise the spell, crafting a fireball in your palm that fills the small room with light and powerful heat. Water from the floor begins to steam, and tiny crystals in the rock wall glitter and gleam. But nothing more seems to happen. Ah! Well, never mind then. Road share. Meetings. Who are you? The hero from Annaland. What are you doing? What are you waiting for? Yes. I'll answer. Danger. Okay. after her. Help me, you call, don't leave me. The air between her fingers sucks and quivers, as if trying to leap away in the wind. It tells you to be swift and to take action before it's too late. Oh yeah, PA. I think we have that. Yeah. I'm confused. No, everything closes here. Maybe it's because we didn't learn the third ladder that it's not gonna be shown to us. Let's go back here. Damn it, P. Choose a cave. Let's go to the left one. You enter the left hand cave. Oh, maybe A is the third ladder. You enter the left hand cave, move slowly to let your eyes adjust to examine it. Oh! To be a ladder. Oh! Turn down the slope, the wall come down to your side and then... Oh, both come out. I don't have anything that helps me here. Third time's a charm. Greetings. No, whoops. No, I'm not. What are you doing? Waiting for... Yes. I answer. Danger. Nothing but a cliff. Continue. But yeah, maybe it is for... There's no A. So confused. P has to be the first letter. Yeah, P has to be the first letter. Oh. I think we are missing the third letter. And because we don't know what the third letter is, it's not gonna be shown to us. What? Oh. Okay, then let's go back to the top and go another way. Got to see. Go back. I don't think we're gonna get anything there. Hmm. Anyway. Coming down a low rise, you hear voices ahead and a crackle of fire. Wait and listen. You crouch down into the low grass and listen. There are two voices, gruff and crude. I hear it's today or the next day, says one. They've given him 50 gold pieces, I hear. Easy pick, Dawa replies. Two of us and only one of them, enough to buy a boat. I think they mean me. Because who the fuck in this region has more than, I don't know, 5 gold pieces besides me? Find a way around. Holding on your belly like a snake, you make your way through the grass to an outcrop of rocks which will lend you some shelter. From there it's easy to slip around the bandits' encampment and find your way back down onto the path. About half an hour later you reach the start of the climb into the hills proper. You can continue upwards. Leaving Cantopani behind marks the true start of the wilderness. Beyond that tiny outpost there's scattered homesteads and Carry, a thriving city port, but all are touched by cruelty, isolation and fear. The backlands and the long shadow cast by Mampang Fortress darken everything. And with the crown gone, and with the crown stolen, things can only grow worse. In the long years since Kalana, the reformer, founded the Alliance, the crown has been passed from kingdom to kingdom every 4 years, ensuring each one has its turn to lead, but no more. Weatherstone, Lindeland, Galantaria, and Breeze have all enjoyed its power, but not Annaland. But when the crown came to Annaland, it was stolen by Birdman from Salmon and carried off to Mampang. With the crown, the Archmage will be unstoppably powerful. There is no chance of sending an army against him. A military force would not survive the journey. So here you are, a lone hero, walking the lone path to Mangpang alone. 5 minutes later, you reach a fork in the road. The sergeant, for all his eyesight, hadn't mentioned this. Fork in the road. The road splits around the base of a gigantic tree, but does not rejoin on the other side. The left path winds down into a valley and the right side rises up a slope towards the first thick forest of the hills. Let's look. I wanna go to the mines. I wanna go right. Look right. It's hard to see much further uphill. The forest is sudden and thick, and the path narrow. It may be hard going in that direction, but the hills will involve a lot of climbing eventually, and you may get a decent view of the next leg from the top of the ridge. You're about to make your choice when you hear a faint cry from somewhere close at hand. I don't think it's a trap. Nobody knows I'm here. At least yet. Look around and finally up in the branches of the tree, a pair of viscid-colored feet are dangling down over your head. About to drop on you, perhaps. Who's there? The fuck are you? The voice cries again, a little more boldly this time. Up here, help! Help! I can't get down! It is the voices of a feeble, weary old man. Stepping back a little, you can see him clearly, as thin as sticks, and dressed in dirt rags. Yeah, why did he go up there in the first place? Leave him, he's worthless. How the old man got up the tree is a puzzle. He must have been escaping someone fearsome to climb so high. What are you hiding from? You cry. Damned Elvins, he replies. I were traveling from Dumbas to outpost settlement in Annaland. But I were waylaid by Elvins, robbed me blind, all but took my eyes, and left me up the tree. I keep getting older, you see, you all do. But some worse than others climbed up, but now I'm too old to get down. What the? How much do you get old in that time? Elves. I'm gonna help him. Stepping out of the tree. Swinging yourself onto a low branch of the tree, you reach up and grab the old man by the waist. He is light as a leaf, and within a moment you have lifted him to the ground. Thanks for that, he remarks, brushing himself down and almost knocking himself over in the process. I was just starting to get a bit, pitch a bit. But I want to save, He seems remarkably confident, considering that the slightest stumble might break him into bits. What will you do now? Keep going for Annaland, he says. That's where I set off from. We're back now. Oh, maybe he's the other, hero. You wouldn't believe the story if I told you. Suffice to say though, if I know my eyes from my eyes, you'll be heading out to man pain. You better be smarter than I was. And Irre presses a page into your hand. It is a page torn from a spellbook. This might be of some use to you. I found this, just found it, mind. I don't go asking how, but it's no good to me anymore. Look at the page. Look the page over. Suspiciously, it seems to be half of a spell. Oh, not again! Oh no! Those half spells! C and A. It might have been used for pest repulsion, but it's unworkably in its current state. Pest repulsion? I don't like the sound of that. Why is it here? But take the page and thank him. The man falls quiet and squats down on the ground. With his jabbering tongue, you hear a buzzing sound from high up in the tree. A beehive! Uh-oh. Why would you investigate a beehive? That sounds so stupid. Let's do it. Leaving the old man sighing with gratitude on the ground, you climb up through the branches of a tall tree. The beehive. That sounds so ominous. The beehive hangs like a wrap. Oh, you even hear the bees. That reminds me of the meme. No, not the bees! No! hangs like a red fruit from the very highest branch. A huge number of bees dance in and out in a swarm. Talking about dance, I learned back in school that bees communicate by dancing. Like they have certain moves to communicate with each other. It's kind of blew my mind at the time. Magic climb higher. Ah, I lost some stamina. You climb up into the branches. The bees are quick to attack. You cannot push them away as your hands are clinging onto the trees. You are standing on your arms, head and neck. Looks nasty, the old man remarks. Climb. What? Sure, keep climbing. But you aren't going to let some bees stop you. You climb higher, sustaining a few more stings before you reach the hive and knock it to the ooh. Dropping quickly down again, you cut it open and remove a lump of wax. Enough honeycomb for one meal. You stash your finds in your pack. The light is fading. It's time to move on. Oh! The man cries suddenly. Do you want to hear me riddle? I heard it from the elves. Hear him out. You get a hand from him to speak. Oh, Seafuse, he sees you not, the stinging beast in the box not left. To guard the key is his lot. To go the witch of luck bereft. What the fuck? Stinging beast in a box not left? Guard the key is his lot. To Gaul? A witch of luck bereft? I have no idea what bereft means. You thank him, you nod once and turn your attention to the path ahead. The high So yeah, by the way, rations, if you have to eat once per day. And we already ate at I'm pretty sure you already ate in Annaland. So yeah, if you don't eat, you starve. So 2 health for a ration, that's, I would say, pretty much worth it. The high path. The high route seems the most secure, and rather you can be easily observed from above and led astray, but out in the hills you can go whichever way you choose. Of course, when night falls, it may be cold and exposed up on the slopes, but no matter. This journey was never destined to be easy. You begin the climb, letting the old man's jabbering fade quickly away. You can hear him in the distance. Oh! Still have some riddles! The path winds upwards in the hills and into the cover of a woods. Of a wood? That's a strange thing. The afternoon sun glints through the trees and plays tricks on your eyes. Every so often you catch a glimpse of some strange-shaped animal or other watching you, only to find that it is the silhouette of branches and leaves caught at an odd angle. After an hour's walk you are starting to feel hungry. Oh, I guess I haven't eaten today. Stop and eat. Ah, now I'm back full. So technically, yeah, I only got a ration, I didn't lose anything. Because if I didn't got that beehive, I only would have 3 rations now. You clamber to the top of a low stone dolmen and sit and pull out the sugary honeycomb. Oh, cool! It doesn't say you just sit down and eat, it specifically says you eat the honeycomb. And eat, while admiring the view down the hillside through a break in the trees. You feel better for your rest. Time to move on. Time to move on. Stand and put on your pack, on which you had been sitting to prevent any creatures getting in, or any of your things falling out. Then you return to the path. The climb continues, with the path twisting this way and that. The air grows cold and the sun flickers on the horizon, then sets, making it hard to see your way, but the moon is full, and when twilight is done it will be bright once more. By the way, things like that, like remembering the honeycomb, there are more of those things in this game, like things remembered from the. Let's say you're in the third book and some character remembers something that happened in the second book. It's really cool. So I'm really looking forward to situations like that. Makes a choose your own adventure game feel way more alive, way more. Your choices matter if people remember what you did. Make camp, keep walking. Make camp, who knows what's in the bushes in the dark. Like it really is your adventure. Yeah, exactly. Make camp. Uh-oh. But to tire yourself out on the first day would be inauspicious. Yeah, exactly. We settle down to make a camp for the night in a natural shelter provided by the roots of the three gigantic intertwined trees. Your backpack will serve for a pillow and your cloak for a blanket. Lay yourself out on the ground and are quickly asleep. The moon is full and high in the sky when you next open your eyes. You feel warm and more cozy than you did before. As if wrapped in a gigantic blanket, there's a pain in your leg. Uh-oh. Slowly you realize what is happening. A giant bat has settled on your chest and is feeding on your leg. Kill the bat. You draw your sword, slowly and carefully hopping on not to set the creature before you can run it through. But no such luck. It leaps back in alarm. Number 5. Oh, that was a good call. The bat's great wings buffeted at your face, making it hard to see. You slash out at the creature, hoping to cut off its wings. As the bat comes for you with claws and gnashing teeth, the bat is flying erratically now. The giant bat flutters upwards. It's defending, probably. Then I can go all out. Either way, either I hit it now and kill it, or it's defending and I'm still gonna damage it. It's still attacking. Yeah, okay. Another chance follows. You cleave the air with your sword. The bat falls to the ground and the light in its eyes go dark. No stamina lost. Flawless fighting. Yeah, we also didn't lose any stamina, even though it bite our leg. I mean, bees took us 2 stamina, but a giant bag biting our leg, none? That's a little bit strange. Anyway, the bat dared to toss its carcass back into the woods and now, truly exhausted, you lie back. Sleep. Oh, we got more maximum stamina. Once again, the crown fills your dreams. Only now, instead of being hidden away in Manpang Fortress by the Archmage, you see it on the head of the wizened old man in the tree. Anyone can wear the crown, he declares to you, but wearing the crown you are no longer just anyone. Then he points a finger at you that seems to crackle with energy, and you find yourself drawn towards him, commanded to do his bidding. Suddenly, you are surrounded by angry bees. You are walking towards a crack in the ground. It seems sure to swallow you whole. You stumble at its edge, about to fall. It's so cool. I mean, if I just kept walking, I wouldn't have met the old man or the bees. I'm now interested what dream I would have now instead of this dream. It would be completely different. Continue. Next morning. The second day of your journey begins in the morning. Cool. Still halfway between sleeping and walking, you feel the presence of your spirit, the gorilla, close nearby. Its form has changed since you left Annaland, just as you have changed, but is still walking beside you. In the temple that taught you that a prayer to your spirit could heal disease, lift curses, even save you from certain death. Oh, maybe I should have afraid at the seaside. Ah, never mind. But spirits are not generous and decline to help often. Hmm. Walk on. You can feel yourself getting accustomed to the fatigue air of the hills. You have now ascended several hundred feet and can expect to make excellent progress before the end of the day. As you crest the brow of a hill, you see something that makes you stop in your tracks. To your left is a clearing, and in the clearing are several poles planted firmly in the ground, and atop each pole is a head. Yeah, it's from the headhunters. Get the head. The heads are all kinds and ages. Some are recently fixed while others have decayed, and some are nothing but skulls and hair. There are human heads. Uh-oh. Goblin heads and one or two heads of creatures you do not recognize. I have sewn up eyes and mouths. Ooh, that's good thing we didn't go to that village. A large X painted on a rock nearby is obviously intended as a warning not to venture any further. But ahead the rock forks left and right, and you cannot be sure which path you are warned not to take. The right-hand path continues to climb, and the left path winds down the side of the hill. Sorry about that. Yeah, I think it's this city. This is the city of thieves and rogues. I think this is the city of headhunters. And if they headhunt humans as well, fuck that, I'll go right. I wanted to go right anyway, but more reason to do so. The climb continues up the next hill for several hours until you're not far from the top. Then the faint sound of bustling activity reaches you. Tramping feet, grunting voices, and the clanking of metal against rock. There is something ahead, hidden by the ancient tree that lines these slopes. I don't like that, but probably a headhunter. Let's follow the sound. You leave the path and continue through the woods. A short distance onwards, you hide behind a tree and survey a clearing. Oh no, goblins. A number of goblins are in the clearing working at the mouth of an open cave. They rush in and out of the opening, carrying large bowls in their arms, piled up with whistling rocks and metallic nuggets. Goblins in the mines. Make a break for the Make a break for the entrance. I want to go inside. Yeah, I'm pretty sure goblins aren't nice. I mean, anything in this game is, to my knowledge, can be not good. I mean, especially humans. But I would be surprised to find a nice dog around the corner, you know? Or some birds just being nice. You could creep closer, moving around the side of the hill, nearer to the entrance to the cave. Then, when all is quiet, you seize your chance and race across the clearing to the mouth of the cave. Into the mine. Pause a moment at the cave mouth, but no one has seen you. Following the passage cautiously, you move between the cool rock walls of the mine, passing and ignoring ladders that lead down into the clamoring heart of the mine, where 100 goblins sing as they work. Eventually you reach a junction. And the song, hi ho, hi ho, da 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 da. Eventually you reach a junction. Go right, go left. Hmm. This is completely random. I mean, go right or go left. We're in the cabin. Hmm. Which way do you want to go, Electrax? Right or left? I give you the choice here. Go right, okay. You follow the passage to the right. It twists around, deeper into the hillside, and ends in a sealed wooden door. Try the door. You try the door. Locked. Cast a spell. We are still kind of sneaky here. They haven't noticed us. And there is a spell for opening doors. Wait, I have to check though. What's it called? Spellbook. Stop. You open any locked door. Yeah. Stop. Open locks and doors. You cast the spell. Door shudders as its lock turns over, and then the handle moves of its own accord. On your guard, you watch as it swings open. The room beyond it is large and appears to be a storeroom of some kind. In one corner is a pile of black rocks, and more rocks are held in a bucket nearby. These flicker with a dull, glistening light. But most intriguing of all is what stands in the center of the space. A mechanical apparatus, perhaps a press or a stone cutter, being operated by a large and powerful ogre. He does not for a moment seem to have noticed you. I could approach him. I think slip away. I don't wanna. Nah, he seems kind of evil. Let's slip away. What that ogre is doing seems intent on it. Intent enough for you to be able to slip away without just noticing. You heard back to the fog. Oh, we're leaving the Ah, no. Okay, let's go to the left. I don't wanna leave yet. And in this game there isn't anything like experience, so fighting maybe doesn't reward you at all, so it's not always the best option, in my opinion. The passageway continues until you reach a large stone-cut door blocking your way forward. For a mine, this place seems well built up. Perhaps it will serve as a camp if war comes. Try the door handle. Oh, look. It's a goblin. You try the door, it opens. The room beyond its door you have sought from the mine, so it could almost be a pit filled with night itself. With crystals in the rock for stars in the far wall, you can just make out another door leading deeper in the mine. By the middle of the room is a table at which a large filthy goblin is sitting. He raises his head as you enter and smells the air. Perhaps he's almost blind for so long on the ground. You smell strange, intruder, he challenges. You're not permitted here. He's a goblin. But he can talk. Since when? Since we decided to move on to go back from the ogre. That when this changed. Let's try to talk. I'm a friend. Are you now? I'm not. Oh. The goblin rises to his feet in his hand. He holds a large stone cup. Engage him. Maybe cast a spell? No, engage him. The monster lumbers forward. He's going to attack. Go with 8. Oh, fuck! He baited me. The goblin beats his club into its open palm and paces towards you boldly, receiving a sword for its thick neck. He raises his club defensively. In time you stop the blow. He's left breathless, but otherwise unharmed. He raises the blow across his body defensively. And defend. Okay. You drop down, protecting yourself. The goblin watches you stupidly in return. He growls at you. Let's attack. Oh fuck. Ouch. You attempt an attack and suffer for it. The goblin raises its hefty club and brings it crushing down on you. Your sword swings wide as the blow strikes home. You bend. Taking a storm and raise your guard. As the goblin strikes its heavy club, you throw yourself to the wall. You are mostly unhurt. Let's defend again. The lower from jumps up a steep, smartly aside. When you're dead, I'll toss you into the lowest of mines for the crabs, spites the goblin. Fuck you. Hiya! Stealing your courage, you move in, aiming to trap the goblin against the cave wall. Ready in a forceful blow, you hurtle forward. You flick as well as you can, he staggers against the cave wall. He staggers! Cut him again. Strike again, moving swiftly, you aim for his heart. As the goblin swings for your head, the goblin eyes are bloodshot and he is groaning as he moves. His narrow eyes are watching you closely, not watching to take a risk. Defend. Drop back, covering yourself as the goblin lunges. You return a blow with your sword. You are largely unscathed, making your face stamps the ground with one enormous foot. Then go all out. 8 stamina lost. Let's try that again. That was pretty bad. He's defending. Or not. Go with 5. And now 6.5. Then nothing happened. Much better. 1 stamina lost. Decently doable. Taking a chance, you move forward. Moving quickly, you can go a straight lunge for his eye. Then the goblin stumbles and you have him. Your sword pierces right through his neck and the clumble drops to the floor. Continue. With the goblin defeated, there's nothing to stop you moving further on into the mine. Go onward. Let's search first. Before you move on, you quickly scour the corners of the dark room. In case there's any gold or weapon lying around, you find nothing until you search the goblin himself. He's wearing a silver key on a chain around his neck. You lift it away. Nice. Now go onward. Further into the mine. You open the door into a pitch black pathway. Hmm. You push on into the depths of the mine. Dust falls from the low ceiling. Your hand moves over the precarious wooden beams that hold the walls from tumbling in. Then you stumble, foot catching a support. The support cracks. A piece of rock the size of your head tumbles through a gap in the ceiling, narrowly missing your skull. A rain of stone and dust follows. Push on ahead toward the falling rocks. You're gripped by an insane idea. Racing into the darkness of an unknown mine as the only exit is sealed off behind you. Do it! Crashing shut behind you lends your speed, and suddenly you gasp as your foot fails to touch the ground below. I'm falling. You begin to drop. There can only be moments. Cast a spell. Four. Cast. You cast a spell to your fall, and your fall is broken instantly. You float gently to the ground below, landing softly on your knees. Base of a pit. How long does this go? I'm interested. You pick yourself up and look around. You are at the base of a deep shaft. It's hard to be sure how far you've fallen, but the top is lost is darkness. That's an error. In darkness. Still, it's not pitch black down here. A chink of light penetrates from somewhere far away. A crack nearby or a tunnel mouth a long way off. You cannot tell. Start walking. Calmly and without delay, you start to walk towards the point of light. It gets larger but slowly and your hopes lift with every step. It's definitely a way out. You can see sky beyond. Your hands are running along the tunnel walls to keep you straight, then the ceiling comes down and you crawl for a few feet. Then you freeze. Your hand is resting on something furry. Oh my thought. Your first instinct is to reach for your sword, but crouched low in the tunnel, there's no space to wield it. It would get in your way. You pass the thing. With your heart in your mouth, you creep past the thing, pressing yourself against one side of the tunnel. Inch by inch you make progress, hoping the thing will not be disturbed. It does not seem to notice the movement. You manage to get past it. In fact, it hasn't moved at all. Perhaps it's dead? Not making any noise. Grasp it. Strange. You reach out with a thinking that whatever it is at least small. You creep closer on the thing. It's not warm. It's a good sign, and it crashes easily as if its bone had been turned to jelly. You pull it closer to yourself and realize you are holding a pair of fur boots. You laugh with relief and quickly scramble the rest of the way along the tunnel to the sunlight. It's an opening. We keep the boots. Our items. Yeah, foreskin boots. We actually got them. Magical items. Two quantities of beeswax is a magic item. Interesting. The climb out of the cave takes several hours, but it's worth every moment when you emerge into. What can I do with the boots? I have no idea. I have them. It's like a passive effect. And we change to the ape again. I'm also gonna drink something, one sec. The climb out of the cave takes several hours, but it's worth every moment when you emerge into cool, fresh air once more. You have escaped with your life. Yeah, let's take a moment to examine the boots. You turn the boots over in your hands. You recognize the fur. It's a boran skin. They will be very useful if you head through snowy climbs. Oh. Then it is time to get moving. You set off once more, looking for a path to get your bearings in the trees. That's quite a long way. Chip, chip, chip. Further on. The path climbs again up a low hill, covered over with a thick bushes and shrubs that snag at your clothing. Halfway up you hear a sound, twigs breaking. You freeze as a large creature the size of a bear emerges directly in front of you. It has black and white fur and a long bushy tail that trails out behind. It growls menacingly. And try to edge around it. If you're careful you can slip around it. Left or right? Let's go left. Leaving the main trail, we slip through the shrubs around the creature. It pads its clearly the square of dirt through which the path leads. It watches you to ensure you don't come too close, but it doesn't attack. Maybe it laid some eggs, I don't know. Maybe defending its nest. Anyway, it doesn't attack. After a few minutes of this, you are on the other side and able to continue. The path leads down through another valley and back up another hill. 2 hours pass. The sun is now just past its zenith. I think zenith is 12 o'clock, midday. Past its zenith and everywhere. A dusty heat rises from the baked earth. You begin to think about where you will stay for the night. Another night sleeping out in the open would be best avoided, but then you can see a small village set into the hill. Look at it. Smoke rises from the stacks. The houses are well set with stone at the bases and thatched roofs of grasses and thick leaves. There is unusually more than just the one street running through the center of town, but it is as through this place, once rich, has had its heart scooped away. Litter surrounds the buildings, and on the edge of the village are rows and rows of empty, abandoned houses. Uh-oh. Continue a slow trudge along the path. I don't trust this village. You walk into the village, young hillcrowers pass you and stare at your strange clothes. You nod back respectfully. Look at the people. Their own attire is rough by comparison to your gear. They wear their hair long but piled up on their head. These people are ghastly poor. The world is likely like a ghost town. Here on the knife's edge of the backlands. I could have gone here, but I saw the flag too late. You trust any village? I don't trust this village one bit. They are poor as hell and I have a lot of money. Rest and inn. You stop at Passby and ask one in. And they lead you there directly. The woman who runs the place stands in the doorway with her arms folded. Are you from the king? She demands. Let's say no. She's poor and probably very poor. So let's say not that we are from the king. It could she could think we have a lot of money. No, I'm a mad traveler. But I'm looking pretty good if compared to those people, so the woman narrows her eyes at you. This is a guest house, the best in Castanti. Only guests stay. And any guest of mine knows it costs me 3 gold pieces to roast a man overnight. And 2 to fed him. But it's all between friends. I'll take a room. The woman shows you the way upstairs to the room. She knows the way. There are 3 other guests already staying and asleep, so you settle quickly. The bed is not clean, but it is comfortable, and after the long day and all its narrow escapes, you are grateful beyond measures for the rest. Eat some of your provisions. Before you close your eyes, you quickly eat a quantity of your cheese and bread. You feel better for it, and it will help you sleep. Sleep. Your dreams are vivid once again. You are walking endlessly, the hills moving up and down under your feet like a rippling sea. Every step exhausts you, but no step moves you forward. Meanwhile, the food in your bag is running red through from the sweat of your back, and in the distance a deep voice is booming with laughter. The long, cruel fingers of one hand are curled around the metal frame of the crown, and with the other he beckons you forward as if into a trap. Continue. Beyond Chrysantanti. You wake early and sit for a moment, and in no great hurry to leave the village. This is now the third day of the journey, and the muscles in your legs are feeling lean and strong from so much walking. You spend a short while enjoying the peace, then unhurriedly collect your possessions and set off along the path. Kristan Kristatanti is surrounded by several miles of fields. It sits in a well-protected ring of hills and is close enough to the river to be reasonably prosperous. As you follow the path between lines of sun-baked crops, you come to a fork in the roads. The right-hand way leads past a set of outbuildings, while the left heads directly off into the deep woodland. Hmm. So we could go to the ruined city part, or we can go to the woods and see this house. Where do you want to go? I give you the choice. Up. Yeah, it's also where I wanted to go. Between the buildings. You glimpse a few people that work by the buildings. There will be precious little company on your journey, so you should take it while you can. Approaching a low wall, you see a blind beggar sheltering in the shade with his hand held outstretched. He hears you approach and clings his finger. Alms! Would you? For love of Sindler, alms! Let's give him a coin. You're a kind traveler, the beggar says. He feels over the surface of the coin, then bites down on it. Why me? This is a gold piece. You are too generous to a poor sightless beggar. You get me killed if anyone knows that I have it. Beggar beams up at you. Look after yourself. Look after yourself, he said, preparing to walk away. Wait, he calls. One moment, please. He begins to scramble around, feeling over his body as if looking for holes. Eventually gets aha! And pulls out a copper key, which he holds out to you. Another key. What? Take it. You take the key and pocket it. Thank you. Years ago, I lived in Kerry, he explains. Kerry was my home in the city port. I watched over prisoners in the gaol. Beware the red eyes in Kerry, or my fate will befall you, and you'll be here with me, begging for your living. Beware the red eyes. By the way, Kerry is the city. I can show you. Kerry is up here, and this is our goal. This is where book 2 takes place. Book 2 takes place in Kerry. This looks pretty small, but Kerry is a city big as this whole map. Probably even bigger. So yeah, this is our goal. So having a copper key for that city would help us pretty well. What are the red eyes? Pray you'll never find out, is his simple reply. Listen to me. Kerry is wary of strangers, but this key will help you if you be captured by red eyes. Trust old me. As the man walks to step quickly out of the road as an ox cart whips past the racing dust. It does not stop. Thank him and move on. Hmm. Follow the path away from the village for half the morning. The walk is easy. It feels as naturally as breathing, to have the road move beneath your feet. Hard to believe you trained for this journey so long now that you are on it. You climb a little, stretching the side of a group of trees until you meet a fork in the road. You could continue straight on and upwards or turn west a while. I want to go straight up. You continue along the path, climbing your legs feel strong and lean. By the end of this journey, you will be built like a mountain goat. The afternoon progresses long and easy. This place you are walking through seems thick with desolation, as if it was long ago abandoned. And then, as if To confirm your thought, you come across two enormous stone pillars, listing slightly either side of the road. They form a gate, but the gate is 3 times the height of a man. Look them over. Peering closer, you make out the faded remains of carved characters in the old script L and K. The remnant of a spell of fortune, perhaps, or a binding for those now falling stones. L and K. Go through. There's nothing for it but to go forward. The gate. You step into the shadow of the enormous gate. The ruins of walls line the path either side, but these are walls built from blocks the size of ox carts. Centuries ago this must have been a palace of a king 12 feet tall. Now it has been leveled and the stone stolen from the field wall and foundations of the village all around. Investigate the ruins, maybe there's something left. You take a moment to clamber out over the ruins and off the path until you are surrounded by waist-high grasses. The ground rises and falls sharply around the outlines of houses and buildings. You trace the line of street, wide enough to run 3 cars half-breast, that leads quickly downhill towards the forest. Once this place was rich and plentiful, what happened here to remove every last trace of these colossal people? Sorry. Look inside a house. You stop by the edge of a house. The side wall only stands as high as your knees. Grass knots above it. Looking inside, you can make out the edges of the fireplace, the back wall, and an adjoining area. Perhaps a crane store or a bedroom. A search in the grass. You take a few moments to search through the long grasses and find nothing until your hand closes on a clay pot near one wall. This shape of a wine jug, but about 3 times the usual size. Around the neck is a red stain. Wine! Or maybe blood. It's impossible to tell. The base of the pot has been smashed away, perhaps by age, perhaps by someone unhappy with the contents, to leave the pot behind. Follow the street down. You follow the line of the street down the slope of the hill. The further you go from the path, the more overgrown the ruins become, until you can barely make out their outlines at all. After a while you are not following the street at all, but simply holding to the same line. You approach the edge of a thick woodland. It really wants us to go there. But there's no clear path here and the street has disappeared from view. The going into the trees is difficult, but you push your way forward as best you can, and stop when you come across a large standing stone. Another gate? Huh. Go over the stone to examine it more closely. Not a gate, it is an idol. A gigantic stone carved with deep open eyes and an open mouth. Around the lips is a dark red stain, the same as on the pot. Looking left and right into the trees, you are startled to see more stones, more idols with open mouths leading up in both directions. All face backwards towards the ruined village, as though forming a wall or an approaching army. Something terrible happened here. Yeah, I feel the same. Look into the idol's mouth. I feel uneasy. Stealing your courage, you slide your hand. What? There's a difference between looking and sliding your hand into it. I wanted to look at it, not slide my hand into it. Maybe it bites off our hand. You slide your hand into the mouth of the idol. It is so deep a reason something must be concealed in there. And sure enough, you grip close on something hard but light. Treasure, perhaps. You pull your hand out to see what you hope. Open my fist. Oh. Now so you open your palm. Teeth! Gigantic teeth! You're holding 3 giants' teeth. Perhaps every idol holds the same, or perhaps the other idols hold kneecaps, arms, bones, jaws. You press on. Trees and thorny bushes snag at you as you walk, and eventually, after chopping and hacking your way through, you see a space ahead. A path! You push forward and then stop for breath, gratefully to have solid ground to walk once more. Oh, what the fuck? Yeah, let's leave. I don't like this. You walk for several hours following the twists and turns of the path through the trees. Then suddenly, you stop. You've heard a noise up ahead. Something is moving around between the rocks and the edge of the path. Throw my sword. You throw your sword and are glad you do so, because a moment later you're attacked. In a flurry of foliage and dirt, a red bear leaps from the undergrowth. It is much closer than you thought. Its sleek back fur allows it to hide in the shadow until it's almost upon you. You bring your sword up to bear. All out. The red bear is startled by your approach, but drops quickly to all fours. But it's startled by my approach. Eh? You will not be intimidated by an overgrown rodent. You plant your feet and ready a mighty sword swing. At the last moment, the red bear leaps, all claws off the ground, and ready to plunge into your body. You chop it out of the air. You have opened a deep wound inside it. Uh-oh. And film you swing a mighty blow at the red bear, but it has read your attention and drops into a crouch. Light plays through the trees, and for a moment the true extent of the red bear's injuries is revealed. Defend. Okay. You can almost smell the creature crawling in rage. It ducked quickly behind a tree. Squeaking with rage, the red bear charged forward, but to keep yourself guarded, it rears back, claws raised. Let's defend again. Yeah. You remain hidden. The red bear sniffs around you. It stumbles back, tail ripped high in defense. Ah, the defense was now. Oh, that's a mistake then. You risk an attack, rushing forward, you charge at the red bear, but it knocks you aside with a paw. Because as it pulls you away, afraid of you, it chases back, claws raised. Stepping away to chop a mighty stroke against the red bear, but it has crashed you, move and raised its claw to protect itself. The red bear screeches in an inhuman howl, and to take heart, it has almost fallen. Its creaking snovel standing up onto its hind legs. It's going to attack. Yep. You sense the creature getting angry and chop quickly into a crouch. The red bear launches its front claws aimed at your eyes, but you knock its attack away. For a moment, it is close enough for you to smell its sewer breath. Let's go. Ah, it's unlucky. Your own attacks forgotten as you try to gain your plans. Its physical creature has wounded you and worse, it knows it. It drops to all front, lowers its head. What? Let's attack. Let's try again. That last attack really was bad. Ah, come on. Vent. God damn it. Attack. Oh. Pressure stance. Defend. Even worse. Oh god, try again. So this is 6.4. Ah. Okay, the front attack is always a 6.7. Then it defends. Well, yeah. Okay, full attack on the first one. Then it defends, which means let's go easy. Yep. Then it attacks strong, defense. Then it defends. All out. And yep. I think that's more than 6. Nah, okay. That's one. Okay, but this is the end. Yeah. I take 3. That wasn't decent. Let's continue. With the beast still on the path, you are free to move onwards. Approach dumpers. Already sounds like a dumpster. The path winds a few more times around gigantic trees, thousands of years old, and then emerges onto a sudden plain as if the forest had been sopped away by a gigantic hand. A river trickles thinly between short grass and by banks stand in a tiny village. Avoid the village. It has been mercifully short and uneventful. You have made excellent progress. With a decent meal and a nice sleep, your next day will start auspiciously. So you begin a gentle climb down into the village. You follow the path down into the village, passing a sign which declares it to be Dumpers. These are thin and narrow, and the buildings have been set close together, as if trying to withstand a storm. There is a terrible smell hanging in the air. All in all, it seems an unpleasant place. Explore the town. Halfway through the tracks, you come across a couple of merchant huts. You browse for items worth buying, with 12 gold pieces. Your attention is taken by a finely woven skull cap, a finely crafted sword, and a small bag of provisions. Examine the sword. Carefully lift the long sword from the table and swing it throughout the cuts with a finely carved edge. 36 gold pieces. Examine the skull cap. Done from a piece of Dadulay. The merchant declares with pride. A fine piece of work, 4 gold pieces. Magic properties. Might be what it might be tried on. Okay. Don't know. They work to be bad. The merchant says up. You look like a good worker to me. One of my friends needs some digging doing. I soon would pay you and feed you for it. Digging what? Tips uncomfortably. Does it matter? You will find out. He stares at you. So he asks. He looks over his shoulder at the path. I'm going that way now myself. You coming? Let's look at the sword. Oh, longsword +2. Cool. Hello, out of town. With the sun setting at the horizon, you head out of Dumpers. A little way beyond the village, you climb up into some woodlands near this peaceful area, sheltered from the winds by trees in the mountains on the other. Oh wait, that's not what I wanted to do. paper for good pieces. So mine a sword. 6 gold pieces. That's enough. Work. Sounds like hard work. Ah, this way. I wanted to follow him. I thought... Nah, doesn't matter. Because he's going to feed us as well. That's pretty good. So, he leads you into a house on the edge of the village and introduces you to the householder. A stout man who is probably incapable of lifting a spade, let alone digging with it. I'm ready to get started. Spade, I'm ready to get started. Oh, spades out back, he replies with a jerk of his thumb. You walk through the man's house into the back garden. The smell is terrible. The job is not just to dig a new precipice, but to dig over the old one. It's going to be several hours work that will probably take the whole night. Collect the spade, stick in the ground by the horse, start digging. Toss the span. Wrong size? That's not gonna help us. Zap? Great lightning. No. Or strength. Okay, we don't have that. That's the thing. You begin digging and chipping the earth into the old hole. The ground is hard and the smell from the pit is enough to make you gag. After you have been working for an hour or so, the owner of the household brings you out something to eat and pays you 3 gold pieces for your effort. Eek. Eat. Sure. Oh, cool. How much stamina go up? It's hard to stomach the food with the smell on your hand and in the yard, but you are so hungry from the work that you wolf down the bread and stew people rights. Then it's back to work again for the remainder of the night. You are just finished when the sun comes up. Hmm. Seems I can go this way. And from there it's into carry. Arise early, dismiss the attention of the householder, and head out into the street. Within a few minutes of walking, you are out of dumpers and back onto the road. After another hour or so, the way branches with one path heading up into the hills, and the other turning downhill and along one side of a barren stony ridge. Is that a village you can make out on top of the hill? It seems a lonely place for it. There are mines again. I wanna go to the mines. Follow a meandering path around the side of a hill for most of the morning. It's difficult to see the way ahead through the tree lines, but you alternative can't see any other alternative. So you keep going and eventually the path bursts out into a narrow stone ledge, high above the valley floor. The ledge leads left and right, there is no way forward. When you eat you reach... no you don't, you just heal some of the stamina. I think when you sleep you heal a lot more. Left or right? Go left. I want to go to the mine. Look left. Looking left, you can see the narrow ledge is formed by a splitting of the rock that leads all the way down to the misty valley floor. If there's a path up the other side, it's not clear from here. On. You take a moment to find your place before moving on. One slip here and you will fall a long way down. Make your way along the stone ledge. The angle is steep and it's hard going not to stumble. All the At the valley floor is a dried up river, covered in worn stones, haunted by water that's now long gone. Small caves open in the rock face nearby, with rusted machinery abandoned outside. There was mining here, once, but it must have been a long time ago. A wider track leads up the far slope. Investigate the mines. You approach the mine entrance, a red wind greets you from the depths. The mine shaft must lead somewhere, but it is pitch black, there are no torches and you do not have any light of your own. Oh no? Go inside. You strive further inside until the red rock is above you and the air filled. Forward suddenly cold and still, your breath echoes. Tight dark places are often fearsome, and though the rock walls here were carved with axes, there is still something wild and harrowing about this place. Uh-oh. You're a little further into the dark, feeling your way along the right wall. Then you hear something, a deep, resounding growl. The walls shake. There's a scrape of claws on stone and another noise, like fluttering, beating sails as though a ship fought against a gale. Something's rushing towards you. You turn to run, but you cannot move your legs quickly enough. Sharp talons gush into your back and you fall. You've been killed in the darkness. Uh-oh. Rip. Drink something real quick. If there's something, let's turn back. This is too much. You turn and hurry back to the sunlight and out of the valley. Your breath is short and your heart is hammering as you pause. Halfway up the valley slope, a small wooden hut is its upper side, set a little way back from the path. Look at the hut. You stop to watch the hut tripping behind the bush outside as you do so. After a few minutes, you see a troll emerge, looking to get through the tiny flame of the building. He is clearly guarding something around here. Perhaps another goblin mine. Or perhaps he was stationed here long ago to guard a city that is now crumbled to ruins. Yeah, it was another mine, but killed us. Wait to see what he does. The creature stands outside the hut for a few minutes, looking this way and that, his colossal head turning with the speed and dexterity of a mill wheel. He stumps away around the curve of the hill. You probably have a few minutes before he reappears. Go inside the hut. You seize the opportunity and race over to the hut to see what you can filter inside. You find it is a barren shack. There's a low oak table in the center and no windows. There's no door. A pile of blankets in one corner is the only necessity. Search the blankets. You lift the corner of the blanket with the tip of your sword and hidden away you find 3 gold pieces. Most likely the trolls pay for the entire year. Take the money. Look under the table. I find nothing but the discarded scrap of rabbit bones and fur from the troll's meals. Leave. You've been here long enough. Quickly, you turn and hurry away. Just in time to see the troll returning from its patrol around the edge of the hill. It hasn't seen you and it's too stupid to notice anything you might have moved or left out of place. It moves to enter its hut. Slip away. With the troll out of sight, you hurry away along the path, not pausing again until the hut is far out of sight. I'm gonna get myself something to drink. My throat hurts. Okay, I'm back. Well, careful adventure. I died twice. I'm not. I don't think I'm that careful. You know what? Let's pray to the dolphin. Quick and carefree, the dolphin is able to leap and skim his way through the world. He is brave, but not rash. A prayer to your spirit will heal you, but after a prayer, your spirit will not hear you again for some time. Pray for healing. Ooh! Thank you, dolphin! Walking. An hour passes to finish the climb. With the sun starting to hang heavy in the sky, you reach the top and meet with the other end of the rope bridge. Look back? Now walk on. You continue to down the slope and evening draws in. And I don't think there was any more things I could have done with the troll. I mean, I could have killed him, yeah, but I don't think there was anything else. Somewhere down the hill, you stop for rest and sit on a boulder to survey what lies ahead. The path leads downwards and at its foot, cradled between these peaks, is a village, and quite a large one at that. Behind you, the sun is falling rapidly into the hills. It will be night soon. Approach the village. The village looks like a good place to stop. You hop down from the boulder and make your way forward. When an overhanging branch touches your face and you hear a lively chirping. Breeze. A breeze hovering by your shoulder is a small creature, the size of a bird. It's childlike but very thin, with green skin, and it flits around you on transparent wings. It seems friendly enough, even lands on your shoulder. Talk to it. Greetings, little creature, and hello to you, the creature replies, chirping. My name is Jan. What are you? The creature does a backflip and gives a low blow. I'm a mini-mite. Pleased to meet you. It reaches out a tiny head and shakes your earlobe. Can you tell me about the village? You point down the valley. Is it safe? That's Spiritante! Wait, I need to be aware. That's Spiritante! And it's very safe! It's the largest village in the whole of the Shamutanti Hills! Every traveler who comes this way spends at least one night there, so it's a little bit expensive, especially for minimites, but pleasant enough. The creature starts hopping up and down. Come on, and grumbles impatiently. Let's get going, can't we? What do you want with me? See the village, the creature replies. Last time I tried to go through, they told me I wasn't welcome, so I wouldn't mind some protection. Where I'm going is dangerous. You warn the creature. You might be killed traveling with me. The creature shrugs. I've got small wings, can't get far on my own. The creature flits to your shoulder once more. You're not in a hurry, are you? It observes. Do you want to sleep out in the rough? Well, let's go and keep going then. The creature shakes you by the ear in excitement and you set off along the path once more. You descend into the bowl of the valley. The hills on either side are toweringly tall and throw the village into deep shadow. It would seem a very gloomy and threatening place, but from the streets come the distant sound of laughter and merriment. To the town. Continue along the path, the sounds of festivities grow louder. It's almost spooky. Here in the shade of the valley, and after so long on the dire road, the people in this village seem to be enjoying themselves. See? See? The Mimimite on his shoulder remarks. I told you it was a happy place. Yeah, and what's going on? Are they bewitched? Yeah, it seems a little bit strange. Jan shakes his head. No, if there was magic, believe me, I would know. It's the festival of the young. What's that? Well, take a look. Jan waves a little hand around the village. The idea is that once a year the children are allowed the freedom of the village. It is a time of great fun and lots of pranks. It becomes quickly obvious what he means. Past the first few burns where you find a number of children sitting in the street and drinking ale from deep mugs. What? Further on, a young boy is holding an old woman over his knee and is spanking her. On the other side of the street, a group of boys is fighting outside a hut with a sign that reads Glantra Gore's Tavern. It is all completely mayhem. Leave the old woman. Consider helping the woman, but there's nothing you can do at the Step Festival after. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's another culture here, and I don't think we should get on their bad side, at least for now. Into the tavern, go further into town, over the hill. Pass beyond the tavern and turn a corner to find a group of girls standing by a signpost pointing to the crystal waterfall. They're tripping up the ladders as they pass and giggling. Ask them about the waterfall. Stop by the group and ask them about the waterfall, but they are too distracted by Jan, whom they delight in poking, tickling and generally cawing over. After a few minutes of asking them about the waterfall, you give up and walk away. And if the girls call, "Come back! Come back!" Another shouts, "The water is good for you!" Jan sighs, already missing the attention, but comes back to the rest of his shoulder. Move on. You leave the girls to their snickering. It's getting dark. Let's find an inn. You find the village inn buried under a rocky overhang. The proprietor? Standing in the doorway, a formidable young girl armed with a baker's paddle. What do you want? She squeaks at you. A bed. 5 gold pieces. 5! Plenty of travelers in Brittany. We only want the best. Leave. Nah, I'm gonna sleep outside. I'll shake your head. That's too much. You run a lowly inn and not a palace. Exactly. The scare scopes back at you as you turn and walk out of town. Jan hops up and down. Just you and me then. Be quiet, you grumble. You make your way out of the village and into a stand of tall trees. Over and up one of the cruel mountainsides. Between curling roots you find a small place to settle down to rest. Jan peers a little way above one on a knot and quickly asleep. You are tired enough to follow suit. But you are hungry from not having eaten. Eat something. Oh, not again. You pull out some of your provisions and eat quickly. The night's darkness draws in around you. In the distance you hear screams and whoops from the village that only slowly fades. You feel lonely, distanced from such frivolity. You rest your head onto your backpack and close your eyes. Perhaps a few hours pass. You wake suddenly aware of a shadow moving between the tree trunks. Turns as it sniffs the air. A wolfhound. Uh-oh. Wolfhound. Fight the beast. Wait, you could have hide. Ah, never mind. You draw your sword, the long metal flashing in the moonlight. The beast roars and howls. Go with 8. The wolfhound keeps towards you, jaws dripping and fur shining red. It will not listen to reason. It will charge headlong and bounce forward only to run himself onto your blade. It rips and howls. As the wolfhound grows weaker, its snarls get madder, it howls and whimpers. Probably gonna defend. Yep. You pull out your second with a single sword, hoping to finish the creature in a stroke. The wolfhound drops back. The wolfhound is crawling now, its fur thick with dried blood. It is tensing, preparing to bounce defend. Slavering beast charges for your throat. React on instinct, dodging around a tree of cover. You are shaken but unharmed. Let's kill it. It had a collar on it, did you see that? Maybe it means something, maybe it doesn't mean anything. You pin your grip around for a manic blow. The blow catches him deep as the wolfhound weakly opens its jaw to bite. You plunge your blade between its teeth and all the way down to its heart. The wolfhound howls a gurgling, blood-soaked sound and then it dies. Continue. Beast defeated, you pause to regain your prep and wipe your sword. Sleep. Ah, cool. Then once satisfied to lay down again and try to sleep. Jan flutters down and settles on your shoulder. Your dreams are filled with walking, with peaks and valleys and endless paths. A curious light plays across them, building walls to heights before running them as it moves away. The rest of the night passes silently. Oh, I really want to go to the Crystal Waterfall. You rise early from the spot beneath the tree. As you gather your things, Jan leaps up and onto your shoulder. Ready to go, he chirps. You rejoin the path on the far side of Britanti. The sun sits on the horizon like a gleaming jewel. If all goes well, you will reach Torrepani today, the last village in the Shamutanti hills. After a short climb, the path breaks heading uphill to the left and downhill to the right. Asked Jan his advice. I mean, he lives here. Which way, Jan? To the right is the forest. To the left the going is easier. The path heads through the field of black flowers to Torrepani. What else do you know? Nothing! Protests the creature. And that's fine a way to talk. And that's a fine way to talk to your guide. I'm not charging you for my advice, you know. You get no more from the creature. With Torrepani so close, it doesn't matter which way you to go. Surely. This. I don't know. Which way do you want to go, Electrax? Left or right? There is a home here by the waterfall, but there's something here, and I don't know. I don't know what this is. Up. Yeah. I'm also kind of interested what this is. We go left to the side. Good choice, Jan replies. The path slopes gently downwards through shrubby forests and across paths of dry, weary earth. The Shamutanti hills are relatively verdant compared to the backland beyond the Jababji River, and you can see the influence of that desolation already creeping into the soil like a spreading infection. Then as you cross the rise, a powerful pleasant smell reaches your nostrils, and you see off to your right path through a field of beautiful black flowers. Asked Jan about it. Jan, what are those flowers? Who knows? Who cares? Chips the Minimite, dancing about on your shoulder impatiently. This is the shortest path to Torrepani. Do you want to get there or not? Try using magic. I'll see what I can find out for myself, you tell the creature. Good luck with that, Jan replied. You clear your mind, trying to ignore the smell rising from the field and ready to cast a spell. Protect from magic? Maybe the flowers are magical. Half is great win. Great stench. Let's go with protect from magic. You read the spell, but although you feel yourself weakened, nothing happens. Jan shakes his little head. Very sorry to have to tell you this, but there's no point trying your magic while I'm around. I'm afraid minimize and magic don't mix. Oh. It means as long as he's with me I can't cast magic? Go on for the field. Checking of your unease, you head onward in a field of curling black flowers. They look nice. The smell of their blossom gets sweeter as you move further in. It makes you feel giddy and lightheaded. Uh-oh. You start to skip and jump with merriment, and Jen is likewise full of glee. Your head is swimming. It sounds bad. Turn back quickly and keep going. You push forward through the flowers, but quickly break out into a run before hurling yourself headlong into the blooms. Jan begins to fly around your head in fast circuits, making you feel even more disoriented. Dance! Everything in the air, the smell, the movement, the velvet color makes you want to dance. You throw down your possessions and unfasten your cumbersome sword so you can move more freely. Then your hand hits something hard. It is a skeleton. There's blossoms between its bare jaws and more blossoms clasped in his bone grip. He bears no injuries, but there's no scrap of skin on him. It seems he came here and simply would not leave. Uh-oh, leave. You lie back amongst the blossoms. Go. Gather a few flowers and squeeze the air from them dropping into your eyes. Run! Oh, I'm dead. You stretch out, inhaling deeply the black lotus, soulful aroma. The black death fills you with such a joy that all your troubles are forgotten as you slip into a deep, wonderful dream. Sleep. What's my fate? Your mane will nurture these deadly flowers. Okay. Choose the path. And let's go right. We go right to the side. Then be on your guard! Jans warns you. You climb a rise. The way is not too steep, and as noon approaches, you have crested the ridge and are descending yet again. You are now at the highest point of the hills. Where the trees are thin, the view west goes on forever, and sometimes you catch a glimpse of Carrie on another horizon. Keep going. You decide not to stop to eat, but push on. Jan is in a talkative mood and fills the air around with his chatter about what he can see and how things smell. Blah blah blah, and what he plans to do once he makes his fortune carry. You pass from the open hillside into a patch of deep forest. Quite suddenly, Jan falls quiet and hisses in your ear, "Stop! Stop now!" Stop, what's that happen? You come to a dead stop. Jan is right, something's moving through the trees behind you. A moment later, a point of steel has emerged from the darkness between two trees and touches your neck. "You're seeing me," it was a voice. "I know it." Draw my sword. You have a moment to draw your sword before the tall, dark figure of an assassin emerges from the trees. He's dressed head to toe in black, and you had not seen him a moment before, even though he had been standing a mere arm length away. He wields a sharp scimitar in expert hands. Uh-oh. Fight him. You bring your sword up to bear. Nursing nods at you, taps two fingers against the chest and readies to stand. You measure the weight of your sword and brings it up to deliver a cleaving blow. The assassin covers himself. He is left breathless but otherwise unharmed. Closing his eyes, he murmurs a quick prayer as he sets his stance. And drop yourself into a crouch. As you pour salt, but this only tires him out, you are mostly unharmed. Time to attack. You rush forward with a deep, heavy slash, but the impact lands against his tongue. He grins. He is bruised but not seriously hurt. My duty is to serve your head from your sever your head from your neck. The assassin declares in a voice as cold as polished marble. You will not hold me from it. Up your defense as he tries a steep slide, but you roll out of the way. Mostly unhurt, the assassin laughs appreciative. Defend again. So, now we're going to attack. Hold him and keep up your defense, and he hangs back and watches you without emotions. Attack. Damn it. Acting quickly, the swinger masterful swipe, but he blows just back opposite the hilt of his blade. He grimaces with effort. He is battered but ready to come back stronger. Breathing deeply, the assassin lifts a mantra as he raises his blade. Ah, okay, I know. I think I know what he's doing here. Nods to you wisely. And stay steady, it keeps your defense, and he circles away. Defend. Yeah. His arms, and he waits and watches you in return. Defend. He steps a little away. Defend. You hold fear and keep up your defense, and he holds up and watches you without your mouth, bravely, deeply. Doesn't mouth a quick prayer. Now go full charge. Leaping into action, you dive forward with a deep, heavy blow, catching him as he is off balance. The assassin perhaps is coming in short guard. He closes his eyes for a moment to steady himself. You will die out here, the assassin tells you, his tone like ice. Deck. Watch as the battle unfolds. Relentlessly, you cut and thrust, keeping him pinned. You swing your sword fast and towards his chest. He is off balance and moving slowly, and the blade goes deep. He turns and tumbles, releasing his sword as he tumbles. I am not so proud as to not admit when I am beaten, he groans. You may finish me if you choose so. But if you do me an honor and choose my own blade. Continue. The assassin's not dead, but lies on the floor, gasping. Why should I spare him? Fuck him. Finish him. With a single blow you finish the assassin. He dies with his lips pursed in silent prayer. Not cursing you, but commanding his own soul to a better place. You riffle his body for measly 3 gold pieces, then continue on the path out of the woods and onto a dusty hillside. Yeah, and for a brief while, says nothing. Perhaps he is shocked, but the blissful silence doesn't last for long. Trees. How much longer do you think we'll be traveling today? The Minimite in his shoulder asked. I am hungry and tired. We've gone such a long way. You can stop here. The Minimite comments. You'd like that. I'm sure you would. Continue along the path and around the side of a hill. A wooden hut is set into the slope with an old woman sitting on the front step. A river seems to emerge from beneath her. As you get closer, you realize the water flows underneath her house, and the house itself is set on splays of struts like an insect, straddling the water course. A few paces from the front of the house, the water plunges over the edge of a sheer cliff and then disappears. Greet the woman. Greetings, you call. The woman looks up and smiles to you. What was should I give her? Oh, come over here, won't you? She called. I can barely see you. Just walk away. You approach the old woman. She smiles a toothless smile and gets up from the step. Come in, please. She beckons. I got so lonely living out here on my own, away from this village. Go inside, let's trust her. Thank you. You follow her inside and take a seat by a long wooden table. Oh, bring us some tea! She says. She sounds almost nervous. Hurrying to her kitchen, she returns with 2 large cups. Watch it! Right. Watch it! Jan whispers in your ear. I don't trust this one. I do. Drink the tea. To make to sip your tea when the old woman stops you, catching your arm before the cup reaches your lips. Oh! She says sadly. I forgot the cup! She goes back to the kitchen to fetch it. Drink my tea, switch cups with her. Make a run for it. He doesn't seem like a bad woman. Switch cups with her. Now, drink my tea. Lift your mug, blow away the steam and take a sip as the old lady returns. The old lady lifts her own mug and takes a deep gulp. Your own tea is gently refreshing, then she plunges and coughs and grips her side. Help her. Something wrong? Oh no! She replies, trying to smile, but clearly doubled up in pain, stumbling and almost falling. She staggers to her kitchen, gulps down another drink. When she returns, she sees much better again. I'm not as you. Oh god. I'm not as young as I was, she explains. All the same, she pushes her tea to one side. But tell me about you. You're a traveler. Yes. Yes, that's right. I'm going to carry. She claps then. How wonderful! Such a delightful city! Indeed, you answer. Tell me! On your journey, you didn't happen to come across an old man, did you? I met a lot of people. Of course, she answered. But this one was special. Very old. Carrying a page from a spell. I do have the page. Where the page? You pull a spell page from a pack and her eyes lit up, giggling with glee. The witch. The witch? Wait, what? She's a witch? Snatched it. And by the way, I think she poisoned her own drink. And like a test of if she can trust us, she poisoned her own drink and wanted to see if we switch it with to switch our drink of hers because we think she poisoned our drink. That's why she nearly fell and had to drink an antidote. That's what happened earlier, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, you pull the spell page from your bag and her eyes lit up. Giggling with glee, the witch snatched it. What is the spell? You asked. It's a spell of pest repulsion. You have no idea how useful it is around here. She shakes her head. 4 days ago, I was visited by a traveler such as yourself, but when I was away making my tea, as I always do, he started leafing through my book and tore the page. He must have been a wizard of power, because he vanished almost too fast for me to curse him. What curses the curse? Well, you saw, I aged him. Don't stop him escaping though. She infuses with the page, repairing the spellbook with some general magic. I shall show you how useful the spell is, she says. Please. My pleasure! Jan begins to squeal and screech and makes some awful noise about what he'll do if he ever catches up with you again. But it doesn't stop the old lady from casting the spell. The Minimite vanishes! Ooh! You feel a flow of magic back through your body. You hadn't realized it was gone, but with the Minimite around, the spells have been weakened and now you are strong once more. Where is he? Is he dead? The old one checks that. Oh no! But with any luck you won't see him again! You're not a dead and leaked out. Hey, I wanted to talk with her some more. Did she just take the spellbook? No, not this page? Oh, it requires a skull cap. We have a skull cap. Tell. To activate the spell, the customs list. User may then read the mind of any intelligent creature nearby. And its weaknesses, the content of nearby rooms, and other such details. God. A jewel of gold. When this is cast, any creature or human nearby will take an immediate liking to the caster. Will offer aid and information. This delusion spell can only be one caster's will a jewel of gold. Huh. How many spells? Hi, Raptor Stack. Let's check that. Still have the boots. Still have the sword. Treasure. 11 gold pieces. Wait, we have the giant's teeth. But she took the page. Oh, well. Go to the outside the village. It's now late afternoon. You pass over the brow of the next hill, and below you is the village of Torrepani, slung from one side of the valley to the next like a flood barrier. Observe it. Torrepani is a village of the Swin, an aggressive looking race of man-orcs. You might expect their village to be rowdy, but it seems strangely quiet. Still, there's nowhere around it. You will have to go through. I don't like that. You enter the village. There is a definite air of depression hanging over the place. The Swins are going about their business, slowly and miserably, and pay you no heed. You sit yourself down on a tree stump in the very center of the village to consider your option. Find an interest? Make contact with the villagers first. You spy a group of Swins sitting outside a whole hut, and walk over and sit yourself down. They are discussing a friend, apparently killed in the night by an assassin. Since curved blade. I met this assassin, you remark boldly, interrupting. Out in the forest. You met him? You're still alive? One Swin replies quickly. I killed him. You reply. The Swin spies the group of green group onto the ground. You do good, but you 1 day late for us. 1 day, yeah. Another Swin bangs his hand down on the table. But with Ash dead, who saved Tia? Who's Tia? Our flower! The swing who answered wipes a tear from the corner of his eye, scratching himself painfully with an uncut fingernail. Tia is Chief's daughter! The other Swin says. Ash was to save her! Now Ash not alive! So Tia so not alive! Oh god. What happened to her? Goblins! They sacrifice! Sacrifice! He's unsure of the word. Some minds, I guess, are like a stabbing downward knife blade. Yes, sacrifice to great cave demon! Uh-oh. Trouble! Trouble is, another says, our village die if sheepline end. Tears end. The end ends, we end. All very sad. Very sad, they all agree. Who are you? One asked suddenly, as if only just thinking of it, he prods you in the chest. Who's a warrior or sorcerer? Let's go with sorcerer. Sorcerer! A sudden gleam enters the biggest one's sorcerer! A sudden gleam enters the biggest one's eye. Great sorcerer! The greatest! Best is good! Mickey, Tifa! He signals to the others who are quickly on their feet. big hefty arms swinging for you. We take the ships! Before you can resist, they have you and are hauling you boldly onto their shoulders. Let's... Where are you taking me? He just told you to the chief. Let's wait to see what happens. You hold your tongue and wait to see where they are taking you. You pass through a village. Several swings watch from doorways and windows. Their face silent and somber. A few murmur blessings or maybe curses as you pass. Then you reach a low hut on the edge of the village. You are set down carefully. Oh, no thanks. Captured. Oh, no thanks. The door is slammed and locked. A moment later it reopens and your possessions are thrown inside. Wait to see what happens. Try to sleep. Have I eaten today? I don't think so. Eat something. Pulling your neck while you pull on a ration of food and eat it. Nothing else happens. Try to sleep. Figuring they will probably now wait until daylight, you put your head down to sleep. Your dreams are filled with grasping hands and long dark nails scratching at your flesh. And however much you toss and turn on the floor, you cannot quite get them out of your mind. Daybreak. Daybreak, you're still alone. An hour passes before you hear any noise outside, and then the door to the hut opens and 5 students come in. They track you roughly out and across the street to another hut, where an old man with grey hair sits. He's wearing outlandish, colorful robes. My name, Brothos, Chief. He slaps his chest twice. I apologize. Then he bows, brushing the dust on the floor with his sleeves. What would you accept? The chief nods. He waves a minion who drinks and bread and milk. Oh, cool. That's the meal for today. Eat it. 20 out of 27. Hell yeah. Gratefully you pulled down the meal. It does not seem to be poison and it nourishes you. Yeah, it's not poison. They want me to help get the chief's daughter. The bowl is removed and the chief squats down in a pool of cloth. I have need of you and your strength. I will, I will help if I can. The chief bows. I am grateful. My daughter, my child, she is taken. Offered to a terrible demon below. She deserves it. Goblins. She spits at the word. Goblin. Goblins! He shakes his head and his tears well up in his eyes. We're never friends, but we're never enemies like this. I not understand their hate. Why they care about demons and caves. I will save her. The chief wipes away a tear with a clawed finger. He gestures to the other swines who they take no chance to grab you by your arm and haul you to your feet. Yeah, I think I can't say no here, so might as well be nice. I mean, there were like, what, 6 people in one room? I don't think I can get out of there. You are led along a short pathway through the forest to a crack in the ground. One swing has brought a rope and another a basket. They're preparing to lower you down into the pit of the earth itself. Take the adventure. You wait until they are ready to then step into the basket. The chief nods to you with respect. Watch the darkness! He declares as they start to lower you down. You hit the floor with a thud and peer into the darkness. Your eyes can make out nothing but a slight breeze suggests endless space in all directions. You are blind, helpless, trapped. Something glares to your feet from above. One of the swings shouts something down to you. Feel around on the ground. You crouch down and feel around your feet until your hand closes on the base of something. Pick it up. It's a dry wood torch. Oh, thanks. Something else falls and strikes you on the head. Tinderbox. Tinderbox! Calls the voice. Curse awaits you! Feel around for the tinderbox. Rubbing the bruise on your head, you reach down and find the tinderbox. Light the torch. You strike a light and the torch blazes into flame. Continue. Below. Uh-oh. You can see now in a large cavern, wide and deep. At the far end, passageways disappear to the left and right. Through an uneven rockfall at the far end of the cavern, you hear a murmur. Listen by the rocks. You clamber over the rocks at the edge of the cavern to investigate the sound. It is a whimpering coming from the other side of the pile of stones. The swing guard, perhaps? The chamber is there, but then the cave-in blocked off a path. Do we have to find another way to reach it? So I can go left or right. Left was mostly pretty good. Let's go left. You go left and creep slowly into the darkness, ears straining for the sound of approaching threat. The passageway slopes down on a short way and ends in a T-junction. Two stones are stacked on top of another against the wall here. Examine the stones. There's nothing special about the two stones except that they happen to be on top of one another. Oh. Go left again. The turn twists and bends sharply as if carved by a river now long since dried away. You lose all sense of which way is which. Attempts to keep going forward, which tunnel splits. There's a stacked pair of stones here as well. Oh, maybe it's a waypoint. I mean, once, okay, can happen, but twice is strange. Go right. The cave floor here is an inch deep in water, dripping from an arched ceiling far above. The droplets that land on you are ice cold and run like sharpened claws down your back. A few staggered up on the path you are following finishes at another fork. A single turn back. Go left. This ground seems to dip and its lowest point is a patch where it appears on your right. Two more stones are stacked against the wall. Go straight. Here the cave system widens. Pendulous stalactites hang from the ceiling. It was about to fall and screw you into place. You skirt between it, following a thin safe path until a crack splits the wall on the left. Go straight on. You creep forward through the dark. The passage rises up a gently incline. At the top, a thick crystal seems clear in the torchlight, and a crossbase gapes on the light. Look at the crystal. It used to be made of pure diamond. It was snooped up in quest of these tunnels were carved, but why is no one mining here now? Yeah, take out the diamond. Try to pry some diamonds loose from the incredible seam in the rock, but the sword is not up to the task and you would only make it blunt. You could perhaps return with a broker pick, but only if you can escape the tunnels first. Go straight. You walk down the passes for several minutes and then step on some dirt and the ground beneath your feet gives away. You plunge into a hidden pit and land on something soft. A lucky escape? Go around. Oh. Not yet counting your luck. You look around and sure enough, you're out of the frying pan and into the reptile den. You are in a pit of snakes. This magic. Cast the spell. Ah, okay. This seems to be a secret spell I could have learned. Send? I don't know. This looks really, really bad. Uh-oh. Does this count? Let's try. Feel the snakes come under your command. Order them to help. Interesting. You command the snakes to approach, as sliver near and near, and then they begin to climb the walls, holding themselves erect, until they form a living ladder that scrapes up the passes above. Climb it quickly, no time. You steal your courage and climb quickly back up the tunnel above. Back on firm ground, you watch as the spell leaves the snakes and they tumble, snapping, hissing, and hungry, back to the cavern floor. You are soon back by the crystal seam, where a side path proves a gently wind to the left. Go left. Then you see a spot of sunlight up ahead and rush forward, to find yourself back beneath the crack in the ceiling through which you... Ah! I could climb out. Turn back. Return to the mouse and there's no choice but to turn around and go back. Go straight on. You're back in the chamber of the stalactite. Perhaps it's the same as you visited before. Crack opens to the right. Go right. Walk up a swallow incline. You begin to hear something in the distance. A low rumbling. Wait and see. The rumbling gets louder, then you hear hair stands on end as you see a large rounded boulder rolling swiftly down the passes towards you. The rock is almost as perfect fit for a tunnel and its speed is increasing as the magic? Maybe force wall? Wall. You cast the spell just in time and the great boulder hits the invisible wall with considerable force, causing the whole cave to shake and thunder. Then the boulder holds in place like a pawing horse. But your spell will not last long, so you better move on. Go left. One begins to slip onward, and then the wall begins to glitter as you encounter a seam of crystal. Oh no, not again. Right. Ah, fuck. Turn back. Left. Right. Left. Oh, God damn it. Ah, this is a labyrinth. Right. Let's go to the right. 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 Open it. There are hundreds of gallons of water rushing towards you. You are swept off the ground as the loom and cold of it. You are sure to drown. With magic. Sus? This means sense danger. That's not gonna help. I'm about to drown. I know that I'm in danger. Up. I don't have that. That illusion, that's not gonna help. Door? Maybe I can open the door. Okay, let's try. Cast the spell rapidly, and the scowling wall behind you jars with a cracked grinding of stone on stone, then it begins to fall. The corridor drains quickly, the water disappears into unseen sewers, and you are dumped back on the floor, a narrow escape. You head back to the previous junction, almost as if nothing had happened. You have been lucky, very lucky indeed. You return to the flooded chamber where a crossbreak surrounds on your left. Go left. Take that and then a side path open and have two stone trusses on top of each other by one wall. Left. I've been here before. God damn it. Right. Ah, I'm back at the start. I'm back. Go left. Go left. Go left. Go left again. Oh, you follow the passageway when you hear an echo of whimpering coming up the corridor. Your torchlight falls across a gray shape. Hiding in the shadows is the young swing girl, sticking stones into hundreds of little towers. Come with me. You hold out a hand and the girl takes it and gets to her feet. We'll have to be quiet, she hisses, or else. Suddenly, there's a loud roaring coming from the mouth of this short cavern. The walls begin to shake and crumble. The twin stone towers topple and scatter. To one side, a gap in the rubble begins to open, letting through a mean shaft of light. But before you can head for it, the roaring sound is joined by a scream from the twin girl. You turn slowly and peer into the gloom back along the tunnel. Is there something moving? Something coming closer? Perhaps the roaring is the wind rushing through the tunnels. Nah, surely not. Uh-oh. You hear the scraping sound of doors on rock, and the exit from the tunnel is blocked by a dark and looming shape, a manticore. Huge, terrible. It stands between you and the light, and howls in bloody rage. Fight. 18 stamina, uh-oh. It has more attack power than I have. That. Oh no, I think I'm more. The fearsome creature paces towards you, drop back raising your guard, topping the beast will rear itself out. At the last moment, the manticore bounces all claws off the cloud and bears to plunge into your flesh. You brace yourself as it comes down and leap aside as the last moment, also rasking your skin. Let's go all out. The creature snarls its jaws. You must finish this monster before it finishes you. With the rock wall at your back, you have no way to hide, but a perfect platform to spring forward. You race at the manticore, just as it pounds its tail down. It's a hammer stroke. As it rears, you push your sword up into its exposed belly. You have opened a deep wound in its side. The swing girl cheers. Yay! The manticore shifts away and opens its enormous jaws. It looks so human but contain an impossible number of teeth. Each one dripping with a mixture of saliva and blood. Defend. Then you move into a defense crouch. The manticore stays low and tries to ram you. The beast crawls at you. The wall shivers with its fury. The swing girl edges nearer, as if thinking of scratching the creature with her claws. It's scared! She whispers to you. You might not believe him, but you've scared it. Attack. I trust the girl. She somehow survived in this cavern for who knows how long. In the darkness of the cave, it is hard to read the monster's intentions, but you cannot wait forever. Charging forward, you rush into the manticore, catching its light blow. It curses you in an almost human tongue. Oh, event. Can almost smell the creature's growing enraged and drop quickly away. The manticore makes a nasty stripe with its fearsome claws, but you duck and escape real injury. For a moment, it is close enough to smell its warm, fetid breath, and grinds its teeth, its expressions and ugly. I think I can attack you. Yeah. It doesn't seem to defend. The manticore laughs at you with a human expression of twisted joy. You risk an attack racing across the stone. You charge headlong towards the manticore, slipping a light strike past its outstretched claws. It is injured and angry. Event. You sense the creature getting angry and move quickly into a crouch. The manticore whips out with a severed sting, but you leap aside from safety. Thanks for your concentration. The monster rose up into its black leg and opened its wings to fill the room. Let's go all out. Despite an advantage, defender can change the course of a battle. Yeah, it actually did change the course of the battle. Now we are in front. Catching its passing cut. The creature scales against one wall, rock dust pours onto its wall, but tries to shake itself. It stumbles. You can hardly dare to hope. The foul beast is weakening! God, it sends. The creature sends with its knife-like teeth, but you knock it back with your water. The creature scratches its right jaws and roars. Ooh. Okay, I'm good. You must kill this creature. You rush into the manticore and equip the... Let's see fan again. Yep, that's a good decision. You just have its claws, but you stay low. You swing your arm and refresh your stance. The manticore roars. The concept seems to shake with its anger. For Enderland! You cry as you charge metal towards the manticore, catching it and screaming like that and only making a light glow. It just doesn't seem right. Gained its jaws really inside for the taste of your bones. Go for its throat. Okay, girl, I trust you. The manticore screams and howls in a voice that is almost it is dying slowly, furiously, but nonetheless, it weakens. And let's kill it. You see the creature coming for your blood and move quickly into a guarded stance. The creature gnashes its long teeth, but it only takes splinters from the wall behind you, chasing you quick and shift your weight. The manticore rests back and bears. Let's kill it. Racing across the stone, you rush into the manticore. Your sword blade seems almost to be possessed. It finds it's a strange way of saying it. It finds its way past the manticore's sweeping claw through its thick hide and down into its ancient, cruel heart. For a moment it howls loud enough to make the walls shake, and then everything falls very quiet. Let's continue. The only noise in the chamber is the hammering of your heart and the quiet breathing of the swing god. Thank you, the swing god murmurs. Then tugging at your arm, this way. She leads you towards the light, through a gap in the rocks to the pool of sunlight in the first cavern. Escape. Wave the torch, hoping to attract attention. Tell the girl to call up. Girl, call to your father. The swing girl nods muttily, then bawls at the top of her lungs. Perseus, I'm here! Then something drops down, a rope with a basket on the end. Get in together. Get in together. The chief calls number. We'll put you both up. Let the girl up first. With a quick cry and begin, you lift the girl into a basket and call up. Haul away. Then give a quick cry and pull up in the basket as the sun rises, spinning as it goes. The girl waves to you as she disappears, but then she is gone. Wait. Now a minute, still nothing. No sign of sound or movement from above. Tunnel echoes very slightly. A noise from the depths. Perhaps a man. Oh, wait a little bit longer. Settle down on your back. You can imagine a celebration going on above ground. Yeah, I think they're still celebrating. No surprise if they lose track of you down here in the dark. Then, sure enough, the basket and the rope cover down. Yeah, they were really respectful earlier. That's well, I'm pretty sure they didn't forget about me. You clamber quickly in and haul you up. Above ground, the chief himself helps you out onto the grass. His daughter is with him, clutching his hand. My daughter tells you fight bravely, he says. For that I grateful. I invite you with us back to Rapani. Will you come? Continue. Let's go back to the city first, then let's go to Carrie. A little generosity cannot hurt you. You not. Oh, they fully healed me. I will come. As you enter the village, it erupts into celebration. You are given a place to stay and recuperate from your long journey. A visit to the healing priest treats the wounds, and when you emerge, it is to find a village. It was so sober and silent, now in full life. Flowers are tied to every rooftop, and bands of swings are playing music on long, strangely shaped lyres. You are whisked away into the dance of Crucius' daughter before the chief can welcome you to the feast. Ah, the night is glorious. Holy shit, they gave me a lot of money. I wouldn't even ask for money, by the way. I would just... Healing is more than enough here. At night you sleep heavily and rise the next morning to continue your journey. The chief meets you before you go. My good friend, he declares, you have saved us. He presses two gifts into your hand. A pouch of 10 gold pieces, a fortune for a place like this, and a key. This opens the South City gate of Carrie, he tells you. I hope it is yours. Ooh, time to go. You take your leave. The path winds away from Torpani, and soon you are on a downward slope away from the Shamutanti hills. You see rice fields. As you walk, you feel for the first time the loneliness of the path ahead. Through Carrie is a busy city. It is cruel, and beyond Carrie there is nothing but a vicious wasteland. You will have no one to trust in the days ahead. In the distance rises the wall of a great city. The first true stonework you have seen since the ruins of the giant city in the hills. Carrie. Let's go this path. And I think that's it for book 1. Your journey through the Shamutanti hills is completed. Along the journey you have made no useful friendships. Oh. But you have been given 2 useful keys to the cells of the Red Eyes and to the gates of Carrie. You have collected some magic artifacts, a large lump of beeswax, a clubbed skullcrab and 3 giant teeth. You are armed with a longsword and your original sword and have 1 ration and 21 gold pieces in the spell book. The adventure continues in Sorcery 2, Carrie, City Pot of Traps. Out now. Yeah, I have all 4 books as games. Save to clone. Mogilby. Cloud saves. Okay. The Crown of Kings has been stolen by the Archmage. Wait. It's pretty loud. I can make it quieter. The Crown of Kings has been stolen by the Archmage and taken across the backlands to Mampang. You have been sent to get it back. Should you fail, the whole of Kakabat will surely fall. A journey began. From the outpost settlement in Analand to cross the Shamutanti hills, along the way you overcame a troll, ventured down a goblin mine, and fought and killed the dreaded Manticore. You faced starvation and deadly traps. A test of character. To survive, you used your blade often. You decided, charmed, and tricked your way through. Your spirit guide changed as you changed, becoming the doll thing. But now all of that seems a distant memory, for you are approaching Carrie, the city port of traps. Ah, that's book 2, that's next time. Out on the ford of the Jabachi River, Carrie was once a camp for pirates who ambushed merchants sailing from Lake Lumber to the sea. But the camp grew, it became a village, and the village became a town, and now Carrie is a magnet for ne'er-do-wells and thieves ruled over by a council of villains. Let the city do its worst. This is a place of treachery and traps. You will have to be constantly on your guard as you cross. Your goal is the North Gate, the only entrance to the Backlands, and the next stage of your journey. If your quest is to succeed, you must enter the city port of traps and make it alive. Kill presents Steve Jackson Sorcery. Part 2, Carrie, City Port of Traps. Yep. And this is book 2. As you can see, this whole book is this gigantic city. Oh yeah, this is for next time. So, yeah. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for listening. Until next time. Goodbye.